Innovation. Bienvenidos a Barcelona. Welcome to Barcelona. Tomorrow, I hope that we can vlog a bit more scientifically. Let's see. All right, now it's day 3 of Uretina, and I am Uretina man. Yep, we're doing another iVlog, Timo.
Great, I'm on the phone, Matt.
Timo, we're gonna be late. We gotta go see Ashish. Come on, let's go check it out. Come on. There he is, Ashish.
Hi,
good to see you. Sorry I'm running late.
No problem.
All right, cool. Great.
You guys are cool.
Hey, thanks. Hey, so talking about cool, you have a new RedCam, which I understand links up with deep learning capabilities. So tell me more about this.
As of now, actually, we are in future thinking, that if the deep learning can be incorporated with a small imaging modalities, that we have is the MI RedCam. So this is the tiny RedCam that we have designed.
Oh yeah! Wow! Gosh, I've never seen it fit in a box like that.
So it just comes like a shoebox size.
Yeah.
So no wire, and you can take it to the remotest area, and it doesn't require any kind of battery or anything. It's just a smartphone-based, device. And the best part is, you can transmit the images. We have designed an application which is called the MI RedCam app. It's available on both iOS and for the Android also. And then you can connect people.
And tell me a little bit more about the future of RedCam and deep learning. You were telling me about deep learning, the concept, and basically being able to do some possible recognition of disease states in a matter of artificial intelligence. I'd like to know a little bit more about that.
Okay, so I would say, it's a very interesting concept from the Google that, rather than having, a man diagnosing things, let the algorithm do it for you. So basically, it just takes a lot of, hundred thousands of images, not only thousands, like millions of images, and the software learns, the way a human can diagnose. For example, if I say it takes the data points, and then from the images, and then it diagnoses that okay, you need to go and see an ophthalmologist. You don't need to go see an ophthalmologist. You can be here for some time and just come for the regular checkup. So in that way, you can save a lot of resources, and you can, save a lot of manpower, and you can have people who are on the verge of going blind. You can save them going blind by giving them early, signals that okay, you need to check, you don't need to check. That's what in a simple way I can put it. And the devices like MI RedCam, the way they are going to help is, if you see the data from different developing countries, especially 70 to 80% of the clinics are not equipped with the fundus cameras. So if you really want to incorporate deep learning in future, you need to have these cameras who will give the input as an image to have the deep learning working in. So both should go hand in hand. You should have cost-effective devices which can be incorporated, at widespread areas, and then that deep learning support. I think that's the way that we can really solve the problem. So I think in diabetic retinopathy, if you really see, that's where a lot of burden. We are going to have 40 million of diabetics in 2040. So how are you gonna, treat them? How are you gonna support them? So combination of the cost-effective device and deep learning is the way to go for future.
Hey man, well thanks for coming to hang out. We really enjoyed talking to you about tech. So hey, high five on that.
Thank you.
All right. Hey, what's going on? I'm Matt.
Hafiz, good to meet you.
Hafiz, you too. Yeah, and that you're basically doing some stuff here with a non-contact imaging system.
That's right.
Tell me a little bit more about that.
Yeah, so this is the Merlin. It's our non-contact vitreoretinal surgery system.
Okay.
It has what we call a condenser lens assembly here, which stores a condenser lens that allows you to not have to refocus the microscope when you switch from an anterior view to a posterior view.
Okay.
And we have this cool little pivoting mechanism that brings the bottom lens in. We can rotate it around, and you'll see that when you bring this lens in, when you pivot it in, the condenser lens automatically moves into place, allowing you to not have to refocus the microscope. And then if you need to do something back in the anterior of the eye, you pivot the lens away. It takes up a minimal amount of space underneath the microscope here.
Yeah.
And the other cool thing is when this slides into place, it also automatically switches your inverter. So we've got the rolls inverter up here.
Yep.
And when the lens moves into place, the inverter inverts for you, completely hands-free.
Oh, that's great. And it's on a Leica unit here. I guess you can put it on other types of units?
It'll work on basically any microscope. So
okay.
We've got adapters and mounting plates for every application.
So there's other competitors in the market. How would you distinguish yourself if you had to name, like, say, the top 2 reasons to purchase one of these?
Yeah, so I think the biggest reason is our condenser lens does not swing through the sterile field like our
Yeah.
So that does 2 things. One, the footprint of this when you're not using it is much, much smaller. So rather than having something that's like 12 to 18 inches hanging off your microscope and spinning around,
yeah.
we have this really compact thing that kind of slides away.
Yeah.
And then the other advantage that gives us is that lens can actually be coated.
Yeah.
So rather than losing 4% of your light on both of those interfaces, we get 8% more transmission. That means you can use less light in your endo illuminator. That's less phototoxicity to your patient.
Phototoxicity. That's not a good thing, it sounds like.
Not a good thing.
All right. Well, I'm sure they'll like that out in Asia, where I guess you're releasing this in Southeast Asia?
Yeah, so this will be available worldwide in the next few weeks.
All right. Well, hey, thanks for the overview.
Thank you so much.
All right, appreciate it. So I heard my friend Lauren is in town, and we should go check out what she's got going on. Come on. There she is. How you doing, Lauren?
Hey, how's it going?
All right, good. So the Angiogenesis Foundation, there it is in town. And tell me a little bit about what you've got going on.
Okay, so yeah, we're a global nonprofit organization, and today we're actually featuring our newest work in geographic atrophy, and here we have our clinician guide. So we're getting these out today, and we're getting a lot of participation here, so it's actually really exciting to be here.
That's great. So basically they're posters,
Yeah.
but for patients?
Patients and clinicians. So what we're really focusing on is patient advocacy and really raising awareness and allowing doctors to easily explain how the progression of the disease affects patients worldwide.
That's great. And so even in this internet age, posters still work, actually.
They do. They actually work quite well, because if you think about it, I mean, doctors have to have patients still come into their clinics and their offices, so it's a great way for them to be able to physically show the nature of the disease in a very graphically pleasing way. So I think that it's actually quite effective.
Well, hey, Lauren, thanks so much for being here today.
That's awesome. Thanks
And
so much.
educating patients worldwide.
Sure, thank you.
All right, cheers, bye. I believe you learned to pronounce a new word today. Photo...
I'm not sure I learned it. Coagulation?
Nope.
Coagulation?
Photocoagulation.
Coagulation.
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 Say it all together.
Coagulation.
Photocoagulation. Well, hi, Bridget.
Hello, Matt. Nice to see you.
Oh, great to see you. Look lovely in green.
Thank you very much. Try hard.
Yes. Well, I heard that you have a Beyond AREDS formulation over here, and it sounded really interesting for helping to prevent dry AMD. So tell me more about it.
Actually, yes. We think it's time to reconsider supplementation in AMD and diabetic retinopathy, considering all the evidence, growing evidence, studies that have been emerging over the past several years. Yes, new formulations came on, and I think we have the brand newest, most complete methylfolate added formulation of a dietary supplement at this time.
That's great. So it's adding another component. How is that helping with this formulation?
Well, we know that risk factors like homocysteines are actually being added and considered at this time to all the other ones like family history, smoking, obesity, and we know that high homocysteine levels are bad. So if you're able to increase your folate level, you will actually reduce your homocysteine.
Oh, that's great. And so, again, this would be for preventing or treating the lead up to what conditions?
See, we are actually not really allowed. This is a supplement,
okay.
So it's not treating. It will assist to reduce risk factors, and it's considered, let's say, for prevention if some people that have diabetes or start with diabetes and have some of the other risk factors like smokers, obesity or family history, it would be considered appropriate today to start the prevention. Then the forte formulation would actually be most used in the ophthalmologist's practice. Whenever patients show up there with AMD, first signs, you know, it's already severe, so you should go for the higher dosage.
Well, great, and it looks like you've got some literature here as well.
Sure.
So we're talking about AMD DR supplementation.
Yes, absolutely, with ocufoline, folate, not folic acid. You know, the most important point is there are some products that actually do have folic acid, but we all know that needs to be metabolized by your body in order to get to a folate formulation that your body actually can use and can absorb, because only the methyl folates can actually be penetrating the blood-brain barrier, also as the rough membranes in the eye.
That's great, and this is Swiss-made, if that's not
Absolutely,
correct?
it is Swiss-made. Also, the methyl folate has been developed by a chemist, a Merck chemist working in Switzerland.
Well, lovely. Well, thanks so much for the overview today.
Thank you very much, Matt.
Okay, see you again.